You know, going into Hurricane Irma, I never expected to lose power for 6 days. Man, that was rough. But I'm back again. Hey Frontline fans, welcome back to Comic Frontline and fans. You're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do Spider Slayer's Haul, episode number 283. This is the video series where each and every week I show you guys the comic books that I picked up for the week. Except for last week, because I was dealing with Hurricane Irma. That was crazy, guys. A little bit of scary moments there. Lost power for 6 days. Had to throw away all my food. It was a rough week, but we got through it, and luckily no one else around in the area was seriously injured, and I wish all the people dealing with the current hurricane and in Puerto Rico at this time. So my prayers are out to them. So with that being said, let's get started with this week's comic book, shall we? The cool thing of the week was, hey, Harley Quinn short box. I saw this at the store, and I was like, man, I wasn't expecting this week. So this is cool because my Batman box is pretty much filled with DC Comics, and now I got this Harley one going to be standing right next to it. So totally excited about it. But what's inside? Let's see. So we open up the box, and it's like mystery unboxing, but with comics. Because I still have these stupid clear bags that are at the comic book store. Come on, comic book store. Let's get with it. Let's get back to the mystery black bag. So anyway, we take the comics out of the bag. Bag goes on the floor. First one in a couple of weeks. Let's talk about it. Let's see what we got this week, guys. All right. First things first is we got Marvel Legacy Spotlight. As it focuses on some of the books that are coming out with Marvel Legacy. And it gives you some sneak previews of the actual books. Here you can see some of the actual interior art of the Ghost Rider book. So I think that's pretty cool. Here we get to see, I guess, Cable's Legacy, you know, starting off at 150 as it's got Shatterstar on there, X-Force favorite. And there's the artwork going in there. So that's cool. So if you're anxious for some Legacy stuff, check out this free Legacy Spotlight book at your local comic book shop. Next, I wound up getting this Marvel Legacy Previews book with Captain America issue number 695. Same thing, it has all these cool previews of the upcoming issues. Of course, I open up to the stuff that's not Legacy. Here we go, Incredible Hulk issue number 710. So that's the way that one looks. The Mighty Thor issue 701. So that's pretty neat to see all those cool covers. I'm not going to lie, this Silver Sable cover looks badass, playing tribute back to the old Nick Fury covers back from the 60s or 70s. So that's really cool. Nice cover here from Thanos. So yeah, some cool stuff there for, you know, for free at your shop. And I'll probably update some of these things on here to make it a little bit more current. All right. So let's see what else I got. I don't know what took so long for my comic book shop to give these out, but they had this Secret Empire lenticular thing where it has Captain America, Hydra symbol, and so I was like, oh, that's for free, they're giving it away, I'll take it. Alright, so I think now that's all the cool stuff there. So let's get into the comics. I got very few comics from last week, just some specific ones that I really wanted. Everything else is from this week. So we start off with Injustice 2, issue number 10. Been a really huge fan of this series. Tom Taylor's writing is top-notch. I love how they brought Alfred back from the dead. Plastic Man and his son in this series have been really well done. All the characters have been good. Animal Man in the last issue was really good, how he was telling a story about how he saved a rhino and everything, or tried to save a rhino. It was just sad, and I really appreciated the writing in there. So we're on issue number 10. All right. Next, we're still continuing this story with the Green Lanterns. We have the Out of Time storyline. This is issue number 31. I think we talked about it on Frontline Live last night, how we're getting a new writer on the series. And I think it's the writer who writes Nightwing. And these two are actually switching. So Humphreys is going to Nightwing, and I think Celia is coming to Green Lantern. So I hope that doesn't screw that up. The series has been really well done. The cool thing, I think we got to see Simon Baz. He gets in possession of a whole bunch of Green Lantern rings at the end of the last issue. And here it looks like it continues here as he's wielding all kinds of power and stuff like that. So looking forward to it. Green Lanterns issue number 31. Next, Batman continues the war of jokes and riddles. This is issue number 31. Very cool cover here, as it has all the nostalgia flowing out of it with all the Rogues Gallery here. This story for me has been good. However, it's been interrupted a couple times with the stories with Kite Man, and I'm not a huge fan of Kite Man. But nevertheless, when they tell the main story of this, not an interlude, I've been really enjoying it. So this is Batman issue number 31. All right. I honestly am not a huge fan of metal, but I do like the cheesy, metal-like covers. So honestly, I really did buy this book for the actual cover because it looks really badass. And since I have it, I'll probably read this tie-in issue to see really what it's about here, because it's the Flash's issue. So this is Batman the Red Death, issue number 1. It makes it all sound all crazy like, but I don't know. We'll see where it goes. This is a picture here of Batman. He's like Mr. Freeze or something like that. I don't know. He's wearing his goggles and stuff. So looking forward to that, seeing what that's about. All right. So going back to more DC, picked up last week's Action Comics, issue 987. We all know what happens at this point. Had to buy it because of the lenticular cover. Just got to go part of the collection. Have to keep buying it to keep the run going. So this is issue 987. We all know what happens at the end. Good issue, though. Next from DC Comics, we wound up getting Superman issue number 31. This time he's fighting against Deathstroke. And I feel like, okay, is this like a stall for what's coming up for the next story arc when it comes to this? I guess not, because it says Breaking Point Part 1. So I don't know if this is tying into Action Comics or whatnot. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. The last story had to do with the Yellow Lanterns and the whole Parallax situation. But Superman overall has been a good book. I've enjoyed Action a little bit more. So we'll see how Deathstroke is involved in the whole thing. So Superman issue 31. All right. Next is independent book that came out by Sean Makowitz. And then this is Gasolina. Quite interesting looking cover here as you get to see a couple. Not sure what is going on here, but beneath the ground you get to see all kinds of skeletons and crossbones and all kinds of crazy stuff. This was recommended to the comic book shop from the comic book shop manager. Looks like some violence going on in this particular issue, some killing, drugs, who knows. It's an independent comic from Image, new one, issue 1. Why not check it out? If you don't like the next issue, you don't have to buy it. So Gasolina, issue number 1. All right. Next, we're going to go on to Marvel now. We talk about Invincible Iron Man, issue number 11. I keep buying this, and I say this every single haul I have this. Why do I continue to buy it? Because it sucks. It's like, I just buy it because it's Invincible Iron Man. I've been reading Invincible Iron Man for so long, and it's getting so close to Legacy now that I feel like I just have to finish the whole Riri Williams thing, or I don't know. I just bought it. I don't know. I looked it up. I opened it up, and I don't know if I'm a sucker for Mary Jane, but Mary Jane is in this book, and it opens up like this. So I don't know if this piques my curiosity. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. So Invincible Iron Man, issue number 11. I spent way too much time talking about that one. All right. Really love the first issue of this. Kelly Thompson, who writes Hawkeye right now, writes Captain Phasma. This is issue number 2. You really got to see what the character could do physically in the last issue of Captain Phasma, because you got to see really very little of what she could do in the actual movie. And in here, we get to see she's quite powerful. And we can see that she's obviously a tactician, you know, and that's why she probably rules all these stormtroopers. And I just love how she's trying to frame this guy or get this guy for destroying the New Order's planet. It was pretty cool. So I can't wait to read issue number 2 as this leads into The Last Jedi. Captain Phasma, issue number 2. Sweet. All right, next. Not a huge fan of this, but I'm reading it just to see who this other Miles Morales is, who's like all pieced together. He's got scars and everything. This is Spider-Man 2, issue number 3. You know, also written by Brian Michael Bendis, who I feel is just writing way too many titles. You know, there's a lot of fighting and stuff like that going on in a jail cell right now. That's what I see by, you know, skimming through this. It's been fighting and knife cutting and stuff like that. And so I don't know how much progression is going to happen in this issue, but we'll see. Spider-Man 2, issue number 3. Who's reading it? All right. We're continuing our moving on with these Spider books. We go on to Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 4. As we got to see the Tinkerer makes his appearance at the end of the last issue. And he's riding like this big robot and everything. And the cool thing is like the Tinkerer's brother is working with Spidey. And then you got the Tinkerer himself working with Kingpin. And he's got this crazy robot and he's doing battle against Spider-Man here. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing how this story continues and whatnot. And then we got the good Punisher, which is Peter's sister, you know. So, cool stuff. Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 4. All right. Next, more Spider-Man this week. Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 11. As this features the Green Goblin on here. So does Normie Osborn or Norman Osborn Jr. actually become the Green Goblin in this particular issue? He holds it against Spider-Man that his father is dead. So quite interesting. Opening up the first page of this, you get the Rhino. That's pretty cool. I don't care what universe this story is in. I love when you open up with these iconic characters and, you know, you got the Rhino rumbling through the whole, you know, the whole city and whatnot. What do you guys feel about the Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows when Legacy comes around and we're taking a jump about 8 years into the future? How do you guys feel about that? Is that going to mess with the integrity of the story? Is it going to be too much like Spider-Girl? Is it going to, you know, tell me your thoughts about that comment there. So, Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 11. All right. More Spider-Man. Venom, issue number 154. Makes for quite an interesting Venom issue this time around as we get to see the perspective of the symbiote, not from the host. So that's going to make for a quite interesting and probably quite dark looking type of issue. Interesting artwork here as you get to see the symbiote actually going into Eddie Brock's mind and whatnot. So this will be a fun ride here. So Venom issue number 154. More Spider-Man. Edge of Venomverse? No, Venomverse. Just Venomverse issue number 3. As here we get to see Deadpool as he's doing battle against Venom symbiote. And we get to see these poisons who take over their hosts and they become their own entities. And it becomes crazy. And there's like Dr. Doom is involved and he's one of these crazy creatures. And it just makes for a whole new breed of creatures. Can't take this book too seriously. It's just for fun. It's an alternate universe. This is issue number 3. All right. Next, we go on to X-Men Gold, issue number 12. Looks like we got another new story arc underway here. We're going to see what this one's about. Not too sure right now. But, hey, X-Men Gold has been like 1-2 story type of story arcs. And I feel like it has a lack of progression in it a little bit. I want to see a little bit more in-depth story at this particular time. We're getting some relationship building, but the overall story has been a little bit all over the place for me, but it's not a bad comic. So this is X-Men Gold issue number 12. All right, next we wound up getting a couple more independents. We have Invincible issue number 140, as this story has been dragged out to death. We're on part 8 of 12. It's hard to believe after this one we have like 4 more issues of this. I don't know where this could go, but it looks like General Thrag and Mark are doing their final battle. They're doing it in the sun. It looks like the Viltrumite army or half-breed wound up surrendering to the Coalition. So we'll see now how this all wraps up. So this is Invincible issue number 8. All right, next, this came out last week as well. Kill or Be Killed issue number 12. Really great series. I can't say enough about Kill or Be Killed. If you guys haven't read it, go out, buy trades of this. Really awesome, badass series. Check it out. All right. And then next we wound up getting Jean Grey issue number 7. This is the variant cover for the Venomized variant cover. I just thought this one looked really cool, and I had to pick this one up. Probably candidate for cover of the week. Really good looking, as the symbiote is all, you know, in flames and whatnot. So really cool stuff. The series itself, it's been dragging on a little bit, but hey, can't beat a cool cover. And then last but not least, wound up picking up the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 32. This was last week's book. They, believe it or not, did not have the cover in stock, the original cover. And I was like, oh no. I'm like, I've had the Amazing Spider-Man continuously without an interruption since around issue number, 300. I think I have issue number 298, 99, 300, and all the way through there. And they were out of the original copy of this book. But they had one more Venomized cover or variant cover. And it's a cool one, as we get to see the Goblin in his glory with the symbiote all over him. And if I knew this cover came out last week, this would have been my cover of the week. This is cool. And this on itself was a great standalone issue with Norman Osborn and him stripped down, really trying to become the Goblin once again and going through this, an avenue of magic. And he was denied that opportunity. Really good issue. Probably one of the better issues of Amazing Spider-Man in a long time. So there you have it, guys. Sorry it's a little bit lengthy, but it's a lot of books this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the haul. Now it's your turn in the comments below to tell me what you picked up for this week, which ones you're most excited for, which ones you're not so excited for, and maybe all the other little topics that I mentioned here in this video. And fans, as always, thank you for watching and supporting Comic Frontline. Don't forget to check out comicfrontline.com. Don't forget to check out our Discord as well. We now have that where you can be a member of that and be part of our chat rooms 24/7 of the day. And also, don't forget, guys, every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Frontline Live where we talk about our comics top 5 of the week, our comics news, and a whole lot more. So again, guys, thank you for watching. And this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off.